what is your answer to the critics that say AI will cost human jobs?
It will. Technology, for the last couple of millenniums, correct me if I'm wrong, always caused loss of human jobs. That's the whole idea. We come up with technology to replace all forms of, first, farm animals, then all the forms of manual labor, manufacturing. Now we are talking about some menial aspects of cognition. The only difference is that machines now, AI now, is threatening jobs of people with college degree and Twitter accounts. That's why you hear about it. But if you look at the history of human progress, it's not different. Yes, every breakthrough technology kills jobs before it creates new jobs. But it also creates new opportunities. That's a history of progress. That's a history of technology. And the only answer for problems caused by the tech of today is the tech of tomorrow. I have a radical view that the problem is not that the whole process is happening too fast. I think it's happening too slow. Because it's inevitable. We go through this, through this curve, when the old jobs being lost and new being created. And if we try to protract the agony and slow it down, we'll slow down the creation of new jobs and creation of new industries and generating more income and offering new opportunities that will help to solve the problems that are left behind. So it's again, because machines now are challenging something that we believe will be forever human domain, so we think it's something unique.
Yeah, and this is something that's being documented very clearly. All the economists, they say we need more disruption of these industries, not less, because the industries that are disrupted most by technology are always the industries that grow the most. They have more jobs. They have more. It's next generation. It's not to say that every coal miner is going to be an internet programmer, and everybody. That's not the way that you should be thinking about it. It has to be generational. It's very tough. And in the book, we try to be sympathetic about that. This causes real pain for real people. You don't want to be callous, because it makes you an easy target. You say, oh, you want to fire everybody. But there was an article in the Wall Street Journal that came out too late for the book. Was it Greg? There was a big study saying, okay, the places where there's less automation are the industries where the growth is slowest. And they have, there's more turnover, lower pay, wages are suppressed. Because there's no dynamism, there's no movement, there's no new companies going into the field, and they stagnate. And so the idea is that the more you have this churn and disruption, that's the economy. That's what it does.
But also these new AI challenges will force us to go back to many risky endeavors that we abandoned because they were too risky.
Such as?
Space exploration. So many things that we thought were too expensive, too risky, but now we just have to do other things where humans will be relevant. It's because it's everything that we do while knowing how we do that, machines will do better. Emphasis on we know how we do that. So it's very important for us to look for new frontiers, to come up with something new, something that we have to learn before we can actually pass this message, this information to machines. And also, we should probably recognize at one point that it may sound a bit almost insulting to human dignity, but machines could reach in phenomenal accuracy, 80%, 85%. You can check with online translation then, 90%, or with medical diagnosis. It will never reach 100%, by the way. This is something people don't understand. Machines will always make mistakes. So that's why, it's this. If driver's car has an accident, it's a front page. So I believe that 25, 30 years from now, our kids and our grandchildren, they will be just looking back and asking, these stupid people drove their cars. You just look at statistics. So this is the biggest killer. So this is the car accidents. They kill more people than anything else. So and it's a part of the same sort of psychological circle. So we always have fear about something that is new without recognizing that it can help us to do other things. And today, the best thing we can do is just to realize that we can make all the difference with what I call the few last decimal places. Because that's where humans can make a hell of a difference. It seems, like a small territory, but with immense power of computers, you can do a hell of a difference. So, because machines will never reach the level of perfection, and there's still vast territory where emotional factors will be more than important for a good decision. Because odds cannot always guarantee you the best decision. So I come up with two sort of extreme samples, one just from sci-fi, one from real life. Because when people ask me, so how can you expect people just to be more precise, more accurate in making decisions? Because machines know the odds. So my first story we just found out was Mig, so just looking at different situations that we could take from famous movies. It's Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back. Probably remember the moment the Han Solo is directing the ship, his spaceship, into the field of asteroids. Now the panicking C-3PO is in squeaky voice telling him, "Oh, the chances of surviving in the asteroid field is 3,720 to 1." And the response from Han Solo, "Never tell me the odds." Now, why the story is relevant? Because both are right. Machine is right. The chances of surviving in the asteroid field are just slim to none. But what is the option? To be caught by Darth Vader? It's not an option. So technically, machine is right, but it's dead wrong because there are no options. So people say, "Oh, that's too, it's sci-fi, it's fantasy, it's not going to happen in real life." Okay, fine. Just very, very mundane situation. You have your e-wallet connected to your computer, and this machine runs your budget. You're in the store, and you want to buy something expensive. The machine is beeping, or just, Siri voice tells you, no. You run out of the budget for next month. Simple. Now, let's make a little alteration. You have your kid next to you, and it's his or her birthday. Or it's your spouse, and it's a wedding anniversary. It changes everything, but you cannot quantify it. So you're still dealing with situations where emotional factor plays the vital role in a correct decision. And between these two situations, extreme and very mundane, there are billions of others where our emotional response will make all the difference.
And there's one more as far as data versus human decision making, and that what computers do and don't understand, as you said about this is your budget, or now consider how much emotional factors and what we call preference. The computer doesn't understand, machines don't understand preference as far as like happiness. And so again, what makes you happy? Giving this gift, buying a gift that's too expensive beyond your budget. And the easiest example of this is like where intelligence, why it's only just one part of the human, is food. And when they started putting calorie information up on everything, and the computer's going, whoa, you can't eat that. Are you crazy? This is going to kill you, and this has this much saturated fat. It's right there on the label. But you eat it anyway. I eat it anyway. I'm sorry, I'm not blaming you. But this is it. You're making decisions a million times a day based on impulse, based on hunger, based on desires that we cannot explain. And if we can't explain them to ourselves, we can't quantify, we can't explain it, the computer can't either. And so the idea that it's going to say, well, the computer can give you your perfect diet, just like it can give you your perfect budget and all these, and that will make our lives better. It's telling you, it's giving you more information. It is empowering you. It's a tool. It's making you smarter. It's making us smarter. And that's the thing with the book. Our smart tools make us smarter. Our other tools made us stronger. We could lift things we couldn't lift before. Just like animals did. We have hydraulics, they lift things. They make us faster. We have boats, we have planes, we have rockets, they make us faster. Now these will make us smarter. We will understand the world in ways that we could not before with all this information. We are still free, but we have to decide.